Hello, everyone. How are you this lovely Wednesday afternoon? Well, Wednesday for me, anyways. Uh, Not sure what time it is where you are, but good afternoon, good morning, whatever. Wednesday afternoon. Well, Wednesday for me. So whatever it is, good whatever. As you can probably read from today, it is Anime Day slash Manga Day. And we are doing Tanjiro from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. And I butchered that. I'm sorry for all the anime and manga fans out there. It's not my biggest. Unfortunately, I don't watch that much anime and manga, but I do try and please some of my audience here on Cross Comics, and some of you guys are manga slash anime fans. So I draw anime and manga on Wednesdays. Um, but that said, we will get out of that in a second. I just got myself this Transformers Prime. I didn't mind Transformers Prime. Beast Hunters Predacons Rising. Boom, 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 boom. Um, I forget what the person's name last week that I did, but I did finish it up. So there it is, finished, all colored in. Let me know what you guys think. Um, so that's good. I'm not sure what else to say at this point. I guess I could just get on with the drawing. When Model gets here, I got a question for him. What? Hey, Ulrich, how are you today? Um, I'm not sure whether you were here a second ago, but I finished off the coloring the character from last week. So there's what I came out with. Hope you let. Well, I don't think you're the one that suggested it, but you learned about it last week, so. Thank you for the nice. So what are you up to today, Ulrich, besides watching me? binge drawing. Binge drawing, I think you mean? Oh, that's cool. I might be doing that a bit tomorrow. I've got models t-shirt to do, and then I want to do a bunch of my own for myself. Okay, where did I put? Hey, Evan. How are you today, Evan? What art thou up to? And for those that just got here too, probably, which is everybody, got myself this today, Transformers Prime. I like this Transformers series. I shouldn't say they're all crap after Beast Machines. Transformer Prime, Beast Hunters, Predacons Rising. Binge. So it's like an hour and a half movie or something like that, maybe an hour and somewhat something. Or actually, it says this is from 2013. Wow, this is like 6 years old. Running time approximately 66 minutes, so just over an hour. I am good, Evan. Um, there it is. Got myself some new markers. These are actually I got from the dollar store. They're called crafts, something crafts. I think they were $4 for like 7 of them. One, oh, not that one. One, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, primary and secondary colors. Craft. Yeah, just over an hour long. They're not bad. I did them to a video that I'm going to be putting up, a speed video that I'm going to be putting up tomorrow. Hold up about what? Notification again. Well, that's not my fault. Seems like you're not right plies with the YouTube. No, I did not end up catching his stream last night or yesterday after mine. What? Anything special happen? You missed the complex Pictionary. Complexionary? Was that Scriblio? Or Scribbly or whatever? That made it complexionary? Scriblio was very fun. Did you play on the panel or in the chat, Alric? Hey, Lorenzo, how are you? Chat. I couldn't spell to save my life. Sounds like me. Not a very good speller. What's up, my friend? You want a link? You up to coming on, Lorenzo? I'm having a bit odd. I have no idea what that means. I know you haven't streamed in a bit. I knew you were not feeling well, so I just thought I'd offer. Or you're feeling a bit off. Maybe that's what you meant to say. Hello, Commander Spark. How are you? And I am good as well. Is that a reference, Spark? Is that a reference to live long and prosper? Or should I do it with the other hand? Oh, shoot. Get to. And everybody suddenly went quiet because of Mr. Spark. Okay, maybe not because of Mr. Spark. We pretty much welcome all here. We're all geeks, nerds, and the like. Hey, Lorenzo.
Hey, sorry about that. My hand was starting to cramp up. I'm having a little arthritic inflammation going on,
Ooh, not
and
good.
so yeah, I have a hard time with the chat. If I'm chatting on my phone, it's got a little tiny screen, and
Yeah,
yeah, it's easy. If I'm writing a tweet or on Facebook, it's easier because I can edit. I can go and look at things before I press send or whatever. But sometimes I press the wrong button on the mobile chat for Facebook. Doesn't happen on the computer though.
yeah.
Well, it happens, but not as often.
Oh,
So how are you doing?
I am doing good. Commander Spark says I'm doing okay. Spark is a clone from a Clone Wars TV show. Oh, okay.
Interesting.
I've watched Clone Wars, but I don't know as much about it as the most of the movies.
Oh yeah, I don't, but I've heard really good things, especially about that first Clone Wars that came out. I think
Yeah,
it's maybe 2D or maybe 2D animation.
yeah.
I think they maybe came out with like a second cartoon.
I heard that they're supposed to because they canceled it. There was the original movie which spawned the original 3D animation movie which spawned
Oh,
the
they had a 3D animation movie first,
yeah for Clone Wars the cartoon.
huh? I thought they didn't they have a 2D version.
Was it?
Uh,
Yeah. Ulrich saying it was 2D. I thought it was 3D animation.
I think they had a 3D one later on. Um, yes, in any case, I've heard good things about it. Like I know they got it seemed like the thing was that people were talking about how they didn't have much diversity or whatever supposedly in Star Wars, but they had some like really good like female Jedi that I've heard
You
of in
know
the
that
Clone
just
Wars.
gets me. There's no diversity in Star Wars. How many alien races are there?
Well, yeah, yeah, and I'd point that out to people. It's not like the races of humans are like. It's not like we're gonna have all these exotic races of aliens, and then oh, but somebody's a different race of human. You know, the fans are gonna flip out. I've never even really heard anybody say anything ever about different human races. You know, and that being a bad thing. No, you know, not Star Wars fans, not the ones that I know.
Yeah. You know, I don't care whether it's just like there's just because there's no black humans in it, or didn't show a black human or an Asian human. You know, who knows whether there's that type out there? First of all, you know, because it's in a far, far away galaxy.
Well,
And
that
then,
Mace
but there is
Windu.
the other thing. You know, they're all aliens.
Yeah, they're not really humans, but it wasn't Mace Windu. Did I say that right?
Yeah,
It's been
yeah.
a
He was
while.
black, but
Yeah,
my point
a
is
very
more.
popular character too.
Yeah, but you know, he only appeared in the the prequels.
Yeah, that's
But you
true.
know, there was Lando Calrissian in the original.
Yeah, yeah, and a very extremely popular. Um, I mean, he's like got his own following. You know, in the fandom,
Not
you know,
throwing
everybody's
shade
got
at
their own
Billy D.
characters they
Williams.
like.
Just
I mean, he was one that I really liked. Always liked. What were you saying?
oh no, Evan said Rick's throwing shade at Billy D. Williams, the original Lando.
Oh yeah, yeah. The
I'm
only thing
not sure.
people didn't like about the only thing I heard that people didn't like was that they heard this new um Lando that they were going to go and make it. They tried to make it sound like he was like attract. You know that they tried to make it seem like big thing about his sexuality when, and I don't
Yeah,
think that even was part of the movie. I think the robot had a crush on him.
yeah. To me, it seemed the other way around. The thing was projecting.
Yeah, yeah, and even that is like I know they had Commander Data and
That's Star Trek.
It's
That's Star
Star Trek.
Wars.
Yeah, I'm seeing the. I know it's Star Trek. I'm just saying that Commander Data in Star Trek uh, hooked up in an episode with a human woman, and nobody was outraged about that. It's the way that they go about sensationalizing things in the media. I think that it's too bad because maybe more people would have seen that movie had it not been for the media portraying it in a way that
Yeah.
it turned out to
Earkin
be
says the
accurate.
new Lando's not as good as Billy D. I agree.
He's a really good like rapper and like but he what was that guy's name? Is it Danny Glover? He's also he's a very famous rapper, but he's not really. I didn't know he was even an actor. I just knew him from
He
other
probably
than
wasn't an actor until they said, "Hey, will you play Lando Calrissian in the new Star Wars movie?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure, why not?"
oh no,
I
it's
don't
not
know
it's
whether
not
that's
Danny
how it went, but
it's not Danny Glover. It's Donald Glover. I
could be his son. Dan,
I don't know.
uh,
I just know that Donald Glover was when he did that song "This Is America." His music videos are quite well made, and he does a good job in that. Childish Gambino, yeah, I like his music. It's just he didn't seem to. Yeah, but how do you? I mean, how does somebody match up to what's his name? Was it Billy Williams?
Billy D. Williams.
Billy D. Williams, yeah, because he's
Yeah,
just
well, it's
like
just
they're taking a.
it's just the same way for how does anybody match the original people for the various roles? Like even for Star Trek, when you have to be very careful in this. When they did
Yeah,
the Star Trek reboot, they had to really, really do a good search. You just can't pick anybody.
I thought they did a good job in the movies,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
though
I
I
agree
really
there. Yeah, they
didn't.
did the good job. It's
Yeah, I
just
didn't necessarily like all the things going on in the plot. It seemed maybe a little too action oriented for me, but I think they did. I don't. I think they did such an. I think they did a really good job. But that's as far as the cast. But Discovery was very disappointing. I didn't think the guy playing Spock quite felt like Spock. Seemed like a good
no.
actor. It's just it kind of this hipster Spock with a beard. you
Yeah,
know, kind of like and in like this, and they don't really give him a Spock like
attitude.
attitude or storyline or anything. It's just something feels totally different for me.
Yeah. And what, Dillard? John's in the chat.
Oh, he's mentioning the Billy D. Williams, Mr. Colt 45. I remember those commercials. Well, I mean, I don't know if I remember them from the time, but I've seen them on YouTube.
I don't even know who the new guy is playing Londo. I couldn't tell you.
I don't know who the new guy is playing Han Solo.
Yeah.
It's just that was the thing. It's like how are they going to come up with a new Luke Skywalker if they want to do that? It's just seems like they need to come up with some. I would say come up with new ideas, but some of the new ideas I don't like either.
Yeah. Like I said, when you're doing these characters that are cherished, you have to be very, very careful as far as I'm concerned. You really got to do your homework. You can't just do it willy nilly.
Yeah, I think they're coming up with me. I think it used to be that people would have to wait years and years and years when I was a kid, when I was a real little kid, just to see a Star Wars movie. There was the first one, which was retitled A New Hope. Then I had to, then people, that might have even been like when I was 2 years old that it came out. Then people had to wait years for Empire Strikes Back, and the Return of the Jedi was quite away from then.
Actually, I don't think Jedi was as long.
But it wasn't every year. Is my point. They want to make a Star Wars movie every year, and when
yeah.
I'd see a Star Wars movie as a kid, it would be like it was supposed to be one. It was like one of the best movies that I've ever seen in my life, even to this day. Is those original movies, and then they, I
Ulrich
think they started
says,
making. Huh? Sorry.
Ulrich says if Han is not played by Harrison Ford, it's cosplay. Okay, what's Evans von Scriver's straw poll today?
Hmm.
Uh, okay, I guess today I'll give you a 5, Evan. Today I'll give you a 5.
It's counseling experience, and the counseling experience that he's offered
Yeah.
us. I think we're just getting. I think we're getting oversaturated with Star Wars movies, even if they didn't have things that seem
Well,
to me like a political agenda. It just seems like they shouldn't come up with them every year. It seems like a kind of.
I wouldn't say that. It's like you can come up with a start. Hey, it's up from yesterday, Evan. It's up from it yesterday. But I don't know what was I thinking about. Um, I don't think it's the oversaturation. I honestly don't think it's that. It's just if you have a bad script, people aren't going to watch it, or not enough people.
Well, I guess they could do. I guess there's like TV shows. They'll have like a bunch of episodes. If it was like a TV show, it could have 20 episodes, and people might like a Star Wars TV show with like live action TV show if it was done right. So I guess maybe it isn't completely over. Yeah, I wouldn't. I just thought maybe that was part of it.
Yeah.
But obviously they don't really do any. They're not doing it respectful to the characters, and that's the most important thing. But I think there's going to be. I mean, I think there's. I've heard of different like crowd-funded like movie projects,
Yeah.
and there were like some of the fan projects where Star Wars looked really cool, and they've had fan made Star Trek movies. Some of them seem pretty cool. I'm just wondering if like there's a way of crowdfunding like movies in the future that I know it's really expensive, but I wonder if
Yeah.
there's different
Well,
options.
heck, I'm not sure whether you ever seen the show Veronica Mars.
Oh yeah.
She crowdfunded a movie for her
Oh, interesting.
for a Veronica Mars movie, and it got
Oh,
made.
I just
It
I
was
just
straight to
uh
DVD,
I
I
just
believe.
bought uh some movies on Indiegogo along with a comic book. Trying to think of what the comic book was called. But because I've invested in so many, I've backed so many comic book projects lately.
Yeah, well, you're gonna have to next week. Tuesday next week, Skunk Girl comes out.
Yeah, I've been promoting that on my page. I mean, my Twitter about every day. I mean, I didn't see anything today on anything new on Tank Fairs or Manny's,
Yeah,
either of their sites. So I went and I took something from a few days ago, and I think it might have even been for May, but it had a lot of information about the project, and I retweeted that.
yeah.
Tank's had updates several times a week. I just saw something that was had a lot of info, and I was like, okay, this is the one I'm going to go and share today.
Dillard says he's super worried about me. He says, "I don't think he knows how sneaky Lorenzo is." I don't think Lorenzo's that sneaky. Yeah, we've missed you at the auctions too.
Yeah, I don't know. I've just been so worn out with the weather, but I don't like I don't like complaining about health issues. I think lots of people who uh, have things going on in their life, and they want comic books to be kind of an escape from that.
Yeah.
That's what I found. Is I with me is it's really when there's something good, it's really is a good way to go and kind of forget one's worries for a little while, and then maybe then they can go and be a little clear headed when dealing with life. Is but if they go and put something real preachy in the I know that you go and you're have some Christian themes, but you don't go and hammer people over the head with it.
Yeah.
It seems like you put things in there in a way that is logical, and I respect that.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think I shared the first issue with you once when you bought that. They got the cards at once. I
Oh,
sent you a link to your email.
oh, I'll have to check that out. Cool. Yeah, I
Pretty
really
good.
like the cards, and I like the Canadian flag
Yeah.
stickers. Yeah. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And it was a good value too, because I one of the things I was afraid of, I would never be able to afford those side cards, and then you offered them on your auctions. If people haven't tuned into Rick's auction, it's an excellent way of getting quality art at a value.
Yeah. Okay. One sec. Okay, Elric. There's one that I'm using. Here's another one, although I haven't used it much. Another one. Another one, although most of these I haven't used. I use this one more to get the feet, the shoes. Just Elric was wondering what reference I was using for
Oh yeah,
the character.
well nice. The comic book that I bought that came with a couple movies that, or I mean, I was able to order with like some DVDs that were made earlier. There was a
Yeah.
DVD, there was a movie, and then there was a comic book based off of it. Um, I'm gonna say it's called Dead Stuff. You can think of what word with an S that the second word actually is, but I'm gonna keep it family friendly.
Okay, dead.
But it's
I
not
should be
stuff.
able to.
It's the S word. So
Oh, with an I instead of a U?
it's an SH something.
S
Like
H A?
it's a swear word, so I won't say it.
S H A?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, that's not too bad.
yeah. I'm just not gonna say
But
it because I want to be respectful. But yeah, yeah, it was. Yeah, it's that word exactly. But it's just like I guess the guy they made a movie and then his friend died, and so he can't be the actor in the movie anymore, and so he turned his friend into a comic strip character in his memory, and I thought that was cool, yeah, kind of
yeah.
a fun style, and yeah, that guy was really nice to me, and and it looked like a cool book, so I backed it.
Oh, that's good. Do you,
Yeah, I was on a panel with him before, and he was just really nice. And it's like, and I really believed in what he's doing, and I'm happy with
yeah.
it. I still need to see the movie though, but I was real happy. There was a like hand signed letter too with that came with it. Not sure if
Yeah.
everybody got that, but that was cool.
Have you booked backed any book, Dillard? Dillard says, I'd back Skunk Girl, but I don't really want to. Well, that's up to you. But like I said, my question is, have you backed any book yet, Dillard? Are you going to back the Canadian Shield when it actually comes out?
No, that'd be cool.
I'm hoping to have it. I was gonna try and do it for September, but I don't think that's reasonable. So at this point, I'm looking at January, February of next year.
That makes sense. It if well, have you drawn it yet?
I've got I restarted the first page.
So you're
John was
redrawing
supposed
it.
to do
So
it, but since it's for free, he's taking his time. So I'm thinking if I want to get it out at this point in a
oh, so
decent amount of time, I'm gonna
you
have to either do it myself or get
you
somebody
weren't
else.
you weren't paying him to. So you weren't actually paying him to go and remaster.
If it succeeded, I would sure give him money. I would expect him to do it for free if we
Oh,
actually
okay. Well, I'll let you guys work that
made
out.
money.
I don't want to get in the middle of any sort of thing. John's a member of the Cult of Raven, and you know, and but that's cool. I mean, I really like his artwork. I bought some right from your auction, as you probably remember.
Yeah,
I bought one of the characters. One of the characters that I think the character. One of the things I bought though was like a kind of a spin off of one of your characters,
yeah.
but it was well drawn,
Oh yeah, John is an awesome artist.
and I got it for a good price, and that's one of the things I really like about your auction. But I've been having a real hard time. I've been trying to go and I put so much like time and energy into being like into watching like watching YouTube channels and trying to keep
Yeah,
up with everybody that and then when I got sick this summer. Um, I mean, I got like a really bad cold, and then I've been having problems with this the weather transitioning from like spring to summer, and so it kind of took it zapped the energy from me. So I haven't been catching up as much on people's streams. But I
yeah,
go and I'll press like, if I see somebody streamed, I press like, and I try to watch it, but not always in the chat.
yeah. You can't watch everything. Nobody should expect you to watch everything. There's so much to watch, especially in this community.
Yeah, I try to watch the channel like the channels that have like tons and tons of subscribers. They don't necessarily need like a ton more views. I mean, it's nice if they get them, but like the channels that are kind of up and coming channels, like
Yeah,
this one, I like giving views because
yeah.
I actually find
I'm
them more
over my
interesting.
4,000 hour watch mark, and I'm going to continue to be over that. I'm positive of that. What I really need is the subscribers to get somewhere.
Yeah,
Like
but the
that.
thing is, I'm not really interested in like the bigger like when they're talking like when they're making the 80 gazillionth Brie Larson video. It's like, well, I just didn't watch. I just didn't watch the Captain Marvel. I didn't even watch Avengers Endgame, so that solves that. I mean, at the time,
Captain Marvel wasn't too bad. It could have been way better, but that's a different topic. Avengers Endgame was good for except for about two scenes.
was she in any of those scenes that weren't good?
Yeah, she was in one scene that wasn't good.
Because I heard she was actually better, and that she did that Brie Larson did a better job, or fit her
It's not that she
personality
did a better
better.
job; it's that she wasn't in that much of it.
Oh, I see. Are the people who didn't like her previously that some people didn't mind her this time around, but even in the scenes she was in.
Yeah, yeah, it wasn't quite as bad as, but she wasn't the star of the show, so I guess that helps.
I heard if it's like a film or where that like there's films like she's in and like they need somebody who's able to, an actress who can like, who has the ability to actually cry, and then show the emotion that sort of way, that she's really good at that sort of thing. But which I'm not saying that's the knocker. That's something that not everybody's able to do on command.
Yeah.
So it's just, I heard that she's not really, didn't have that really heroic characteristic that.
Let's see. ERT says she did smile at Peter Parker.
Oh, that's cool.
Actually, in the comics, Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, and Peter have went on a date or two.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. So, I heard that some people really liked her back when she was Miss Marvel, and it's just, so you got a character that people don't think that once she became Captain Marvel, a lot of people think she didn't have as much charisma, and then there's an actress that doesn't seem like she's necessarily good for the role of a superhero character, which
Yeah.
got to have a special. Something has to be very unique. Like, very few actors could ever play Superman and do a good job.
Yeah, for sure.
You just need a certain amount of charisma, and it's very difficult to go and play that sort of character.
Yeah, for sure. Can't just pull it off willy nilly.
And I think that's almost like, I think that's kind of demeaning when they say, "Well, you're sexist or you're racist because you don't like this particular actor in a particular role," because not everybody is interchangeable.
Yeah.
Just because you get somebody you get like one actor who's a woman or a minority, they might be really good at a certain type of role, but maybe not another. And I
Yeah.
just wish they would leave that part of the politics out of like movie criticism.
Well, it's like Jim Carrey. He's very good at the comedic roles. I'm not sure how good he is at the dramatic roles. It didn't seem all that good. The couple that I've seen him in, or that I remember seeing him in,
I like
or
the Truman Show.
John Candy. John Candy was fantastic for. Yeah, I'm
Could
naming.
you imagine like John Candy? He starred in like Casablanca or something. He remade Casablanca and with John Candy. Or like or any like, just, it was like there were certain roles that he was really good at. Or Marlon Brando. Um, I don't know, maybe he appeared in some comedies, but I know him for like the serious roles.
Yeah. But I don't want to typecast anybody too, because you never know how good they might be at a certain type of role too.
Yeah, that's why I just wish that the critics would just go and pay attention to the actual job that the actor is playing in a particular
Yeah.
movie, and they
Whether
could just have
they're
an
doing a good
off.
job.
They could just be off in one particular movie and be really good in other movies
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Hello, Josh. Josh. You love apples, as in the computer, or in apples themselves. Yeah, I seen you. I think it was last night on JP4's channel, Josh. And thanks for coming in. Thanks for subscribing. Please be sure to hit that like button too.
I like
Evan's stories matter.
I like I like JP4's is it was so I like his channel. He's been playing some very confusing game where it's called Tank. Was it Tank Dating Simulator?
Yeah.
And apparently these cute anime girls are really tanks. I confuses the heck out of me.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Okay.
He went on a date with a tank or something like that. Did you see that at all?
I actually haven't seen this. Well, I've know about it, but I haven't actually watched the episodes where he does that.
Yeah, I think in the game he went on a date with a character that's supposed to be a tank, but looks just like an anime girl.
Yeah.
I don't, and they're supposedly in tank school. But when I saw that, I thought the girls were training to be tank operators. I didn't realize they were supposed to be the tanks.
AIs for the tank avatars.
Oh,
Yes. The
Cherry
tank
did.
girl avatars. Anime girl avatars.
Cherry did a what do they call that? He had an online petition to prevent JP from dating a tank. That was entertaining. And Joshua Hughes responded on Twitter that love is love. So, the whole thing's so silly.
Joshua Yule says, one time I bought an Apple PC. Is an Apple a PC? but I took it back because it was used and had a bite in the Apple logo. I was very hurt.
I guess the new Apples are I mean, they've been the Intel ones are PC compatible.
Well, PC just does stand for, in that most likely context, personal computer. So
the Apple IIs actually were some of the first like personal computers that people could go and were pre-assembled. If I recall correctly. The Apple one had to actually come up with their own keyboard case, which was also the case that the computer went in. I think. Oh, you meant laptop. Yes, some people have like these handmade Apple ones because it was a hobbyist thing. I think the Apple II was the first computer that people could go and it was not just for hobbyists. But I could be wrong. There could have been some other computer before then.
no problemo, Josh. He's just saying, sorry, let's play Oregon Trail. This is more depressing than the time that I found out I was happier than a sunny side of egg. What's more depressing? This stream? I hope this stream isn't that depressing.
I got a new person who, I don't know if the algorithm likes the word SUB or SUBSCRIBER.
What, subscriber?
Yeah. Or maybe it's only if people say S or S they don't like.
Yeah. Well, they don't mind the word algorithm as long as you're using it, like in a sentence or whatever.
I think it's if somebody says that they will offer that they will subscribe in return for, it's an S for S, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Then the algorithm picks that out and says, we don't like that because they don't want people to go out and I guess they want people to go and follow channels on their own and not like do the tit for tat. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's a nice idea for a lot of people that do it, but I'm not really big into sub for sub. But
you just said it. I was trying to avoid it. Yeah, I guess if people type it in the chat, they don't like it, and it gets blocked. I've seen people go and type that, and then it goes and it says this is comment is blocked. Do you want to allow it to be shown? When I've moderated channels. Maybe it's considered to be like spam.
Yeah. Well, it depends. It would probably might depend on what the person has in their blocked words too.
Oh, that's a possibility. I thought that was just something that was an auto block thing where you go but then the moderator gets a chance to
Yeah.
decide.
I don't know for sure. I just
There are some people who are kind of maybe abusing that, where they go over to everybody's channel and say that constantly. And I
yeah.
wonder if that's the deal.
I'm just not really into it because do I want to be subscribed to 5,000 channels that I'm not watching just so I can have
Yeah,
5,000 subscribers?
yeah, that would be kind of silly.
And 90% of those people aren't watching me.
But I did subscribe to. I think the guy's name was Commander Sparks because he subscribed to my channel.
Uh,
But no, it wasn't anybody saying that I had to do that in return. I just saw, oh, this thing popped up. Oh, you got a new subscriber. It's like, okay, cool. I'm gonna check out his
well,
channel.
if he's still out there, you can say thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you. I don't know if he's watching this show, but
Let's see. I've been saying Subway sandwiches. My confusion with Apple. How happy are sunny side up eggs? Sub for dub. Josh says it reminds me of this time I had dinner with Martin Landau. Okay, I'm not sure. Let's see. If you have a pain in your back, it's okay to fart to possibly straighten it out. Okay, I don't know why I'm laughing at that, but I am. And he said, I had 80 subs and then it jumped up to 130 in a matter of 11 minutes.
oh, you might like this. See, the Ortiz mentions that he says
Yeah.
also don't forget. Oh, you can read it if you want. I'm sorry.
El Guapo. Oh, yeah. El Guapo's book on Friday.
Yeah, it's coming out.
I
And
should get him
Dillard is
to
one
send me
to
some
a
reference and
couple.
I might draw his characters Friday.
I I follow him on Twitter, but where did he come from? It seemed like he showed up out of nowhere,
I think he did, sort of.
and like all of a sudden his channel is really popular. Is he someone he knows?
Yeah, well, he's been on here once or twice. He's been at the auction a couple times.
I mean, I really like his channel. I just didn't remember seeing him at all in the chat.
Yeah, well, he hadn't been here. He hasn't been here long, as far as I know.
I mean, I literally just all of a sudden was like, just like all of a sudden I see that E and Manny are in this new channel, and he says he's been around, huh? I guess there's so many people, and they don't.
Yeah, he's been around. Well, he's probably been around a while, but we've been
Yeah,
talking to him for about
is
a
it?
month and a half.
Isn't he the one who like E and Manny were on his first episode?
Not sure. Uh,
Oh, he said he thinks Take Ferret spotted him. Okay,
yeah.
interesting.
Chongo, I think, is his book called Dillard.
Chungo, the Broken Veil.
Yeah, it's about a boy who can see demons.
I'm not sure about what Josh said in the chat. He went and kind of did a play on words with the guy's name. He can decide whether or not to leave that there or delete it.
It's all right.
Okay, they want to hurt the guy's feelings.
Yeah, I think he's joking around. So
Yeah, I just know that he's a good. Yeah, I don't. think he has anything against Guapo, probably.
Hey, Scott. Scott's in the chat.
Hey there.
He's been on my panel a fair bit lately.
Yeah,
Scott.
I'm trying to figure out when I first saw him because I started following him on Twitter and I started following his channel. I really like him, and I really like his art. But I think he must have been on Good Dog Press, or he was on your channel maybe before then. But now he's doing his own streams. Is that
Well,
right?
a little bit. He's not doing as much as he wants to, but he's finding it a hard time getting people watching. So,
Well, I really like his stuff. He's got a lot of talent. He's got a very unique style too. Yeah, can I like that. I like it when an artist has a style, and I can tell it's so and so's artwork. Really nice guy too.
yeah. Scott says, "Gee, thanks, Lorenzo."
Oh, sure thing. I just can't remember when I first heard of him, but I've been hearing a lot about him lately.
Yeah, there's a lot of people popping up lately, so you know.
And my memory's kind of poor. They had like oh, my dad and brother both passed away in the past few years. Like past like maybe 3 years, and so well they were sick for a long time, and I was really blanking a lot of things out. My memory's not so good anymore. I always has been kind of bad for names.
No problem. No problemo, mano.
But now all these people I mentioned are definitely on my radar, where I know that I got the notifications turned on. Same thing with your channel. I got notifications turned on, even if I'm not always able to tune in at the time.
Yeah.
Dillard's warning us, Scott, telling Scott he's got to come in and rescue you from me. We're really slow. We're like I'm actually Eltrusian. People think I'm a Sleestack because that's part of my name. But I'm actually an Eltrusian. And keeping that a secret. Sleestacks don't really like us because we're the ones who invented the civilization in the land of lost. But then the Sleestacks are the ones who kind of oh, they've been living underground a long time, and and not really exposed to outsiders. And I hate saying this. I don't know. It's a family show, but they're not all that bright. Sleestack variants of our race. Hashtag not all Sleestacks. I'm sure some of them are rocket scientists.
No, Scott, this character is from Dragon Slayer something or whatever.
I'm sorry if you have to.
No idea how to pronounce it correctly.
I'm sorry if you're going to have to private your channel from the things I said, racist things I said against the Sleestacks.
I don't care.
Or private your video, I mean. Okay, that's good.
Let's see. This is Tanjiro from Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. I butchered that, but oh well.
So, have you watched that show before?
Nope.
Interesting. You just saw the character. And I'm like that a lot of times with
Well,
I really like the artwork, but I'm dyslexic, and so I'm not having. There's a lot of comic books that it really takes me a while to go and. If it's a graphic novel, if it's a comic book, I can read it. But graphic novels take me kind of a while to get through.
yeah.
Comic books
Well,
take me a little
yesterday,
while.
Elric asked me to draw this character. He knew it was going to be anime day today, so I looked it up.
Oh, I see.
Looked up the pose and,
If Elric recommends it, it
well,
very
not
well
the
could be a
pose, but
cool.
I looked up the character. I had no idea who the character was before he said anything about them.
Well, if Elric recommends it, it very well. He seems to know his anime, so I might check that out if I can find it like on Hulu or Netflix, Amazon.
Elric puts it out phonetically. Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Demon Slain
Hello,
Blade.
Animal Life. How are you? I am doing good. Hey, Santa Raven. Good morning, Raven.
Brother Raven and Pope Raven and Hail Raven and Bumblebee. Gotta throw a Bumblebee. They brought Bumblebee on Teen Titans Go.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't think they'd bring a Transformer there.
Oh no, the
I know what you meant. I'm just.
yeah, it was cool that the I'm surprised they had a character that's a black woman back in the '70s who's a scientist character that that they hadn't been doing anything with. But they got so many great
Well,
characters that
I don't think Bumblebee. I'm not sure when she was invented. That one. Yes, it has been a while. I don't think I'm not sure whether she was black back then, but I could be wrong. That doesn't matter to me.
I
But
think
I
she was
don't
one of
think
the
she was a
first
scientist either.
I think she was one of the first. I was reading Wikipedia that she was, and they get things wrong sometimes. That she was one of the first
Yeah.
black women in DC, like superheroes in DC.
Yeah.
I could have the wrong though.
Let's see. I guess I need to sign this.
But nowadays, there's this big push to get women to what they call the STEM industries, and I think those are these science and technology related. It seemed kind of like a perfect character to have, but hopefully they go and emphasize her personality and not, just tokenize her.
Well, they do have Cyborg in there too, so I don't think they've tokenized him.
Yeah,
But then again, with that show,
yeah, their characters seem kind of interchangeable, and that they seem like they're all kind of rude. Whereas
I'm
Raven
not
used
a big
to be
fan
this,
of Teen Titans.
yeah, Raven used to be like the more sarcastic one, but it seems like in Teen Titans Go, they're all kind of sarcastic.
Yeah.
Even like what's even Starfire. Have you read the comic books?
No, not for Teen Titans Go.
No, I mean for Teen Titans.
Well, I've read some of the real Teen Titans, yes, not
Yeah,
all of them.
yeah. Um, do you know
And probably not so many back from in the day.
how like Starfire is in the books?
They've changed her personality a few times, from what I know.
Okay, that would make sense.
You know, like when they did Rebirth, they had her real ditzy.
This is the deal. She comes across that way on the cartoons I've seen, and she just it seems like she's got kind of like a little bit of too much of a bubbly personality for my own
Yeah.
particular choice, and so that's why I am like not that big of a fan of the character. But
I don't think she
maybe
was ever that ditzy in the or bubbly in the thing. Of course, she wasn't nowhere near as you know dramatic as Raven.
yeah, okay,
Hey,
that would make sense.
model. Oh, hold on a sec. Model, I got a question for you. I've sketched out a couple poses for Canadian Shield. One I'm going to use, whichever one you don't want on yours, I'm going to use on my own. Do you want that pose or that pose? Yeah, you know I'm doing T-shirts with my characters on now, right, Lorenzo?
Yeah, I like how he's just pointing at someone. Wow. Is he pointing at someone or something?
Yeah,
Or
someone or something.
interesting.
So number one. Number one. So this one. This is number one. The flying, the pointing is number two. I'll wait to see.
He likes the one that's pointing. Good
Yeah,
choice.
I'm just making sure the one pointing. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. I wanted to know for before I went and did that. I went and got the shirt today to do that on. Yeah, because he won that on Monday when I was doing a giveaway because of my birthday.
Congratulations. Nice. Oh, and happy birthday.
Thank you.
I don't know if you know Pulp Fire, but
Yeah, I know.
she's such a big Starfire fan. But for me, my experience with Starfire is like this, kind of ditzy character who is just so bubbly, but there's not really much substance to character. And she's probably thinking of a different kind of Starfire than I am. The Starfire I'm thinking of is the one that's there to that kind of annoy the heck out of Raven. Though I think every character is kind of there for that purpose. It's been joked that by the cult of Raven that they should just take every character and replace them with Raven.
So what do you think, Elric? Do you like? I should actually do a little bit more shading on the face, but Evan says Joshua is a bad leader.
Oh yeah, that's one of those common sayings amongst the cult of Raven. Um, I don't. I'm not sure he actually is, but it's become a saying. I give him credit. He got a lot of people, and they might not normally interact together, and he got them, I mean, or interact that much, other than like say in a YouTube chat, and he got them together in the Cult Raven. Him and of course Pope Raven. I think founded the Cult Raven.
Yeah. Thank Scott says that's a nice drawing, Ick. Thank you. I think he meant Rick. Thank you, Scott. Oh, Scottish one. Yeah, so yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Going on a missions trip to Brazil in a month for 10 days.
That's interesting how it changed from El Salvador to Brazil.
Yeah, well, there wasn't enough people to go on the one to El Salvador, so I moved over to the other one.
Oh wow, there was more than one mission trip
Yeah,
organized by the church, or
pardon?
so was it organized by a local church, or was it, it's probably part of an
Well, no,
organization the
it's
church
organized
belongs
by
to?
my church was trying to organize both of them. They've been trying to do been trying to do two for the last few years. I think only one usually ends up working out.
Your congregation, or whatever
Yeah.
you call the local group. Okay, wow, that's interesting that they try to organize too. Are there a lot of people who attend that particular
Oh
church?
yeah, my church. There's over 1,000 people. We have three.
Oh, okay, I see.
Technically, we have four services a day, every Sunday. There's
Well,
the three is at the main church, and then there's a sort of something like a satellite church. That there's
okay. Oh, that
But
makes
there's
sense.
an actual pastor on site who teaches the lesson. It's a secondary. I'm not sure what you'd really call it.
I've heard of that before.
So
I don't think I've ever attended a church that was quite that big that they had like a second church that wasn't in its own.
it's its own, but it's not. Well, they did it. They did it. They started it like what 4 or 5 years ago. Didn't have as many going at the time, but
It's like a
it's
sister
more
congregation or something. Or
something like that. It's still under the main church. The one that's called Glad Tidings.
okay,
Main Branch or Guelph Line, and the other one's called Guelph Glad Tidings Aldershot.
interesting. I've never. Huh. I guess I
And
did.
sometimes
I
they
did
give
hear
you
about something similar. But just recently, I've heard about there was some other. I think it happens. I mean, I think we've got churches like that in America. Just I never really attended one like that.
yeah. Well, when I started there, I don't know, 10, 15, 10 years ago or something like that. I'm not sure exactly how long ago. It was only one service, so it's grown a fair bit since I started attending. So, and almost since I started attending, within about probably 6 months, I've been helping out with the kids.
Oh, did you say it grew within 6 months? It's grown.
No, no. Since
Oh,
six
okay.
months of me being there, I started helping out with the kids.
Oh, okay.
No, we didn't start. We started at two services. I don't know, a couple years after I got there, and
That's really impressive because there's I know there's churches that are just losing members these days. But then again, you're probably attending one that actually uh, some of those churches might oh god, I want to be very careful. don't want to offend anybody. Sounds like your church probably knows what they believe. I mean, they have probably a set of beliefs. Or some churches they go and they try something new,
Yeah.
and then they lose members.
Yeah.
And they can try something like creative.
Yeah.
Like the church I grew up with now, like it's just they kind of changed some of their policies, and people have stopped attending. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah. Let's see. Raven says, "Are you drawing Scarecrow?" No, this is a character from an anime. Ask Algoric how it's pronounced. um, and John says, "I should go on. I guess it's a show called 90 Day Fiance." No. Dylan says there are women in Brazil who will marry you to get out of Brazil. I don't want a woman to marry me for that reason. I want the woman to love me.
So are there a variety of different like services? Like are there ones like where like are some more traditional and some more contemporary?
No, they're all pretty much the same. It's the same message being preached at each of the sermons.
I wondered musically. I meant like is there some where like maybe like play the guitar and some they play an organ or that's the
Oh,
sort of thing.
well, we do have seniors meetings, but they're separate than the main service. So at the main service, it's all the guitar and stuff like that, drums and blah blah blah. Um, a little bit more upbeat, but we do have a seniors ministry, so they meet once a month, and it's so that could be that's a little bit more laid back, if you will, for lack of a better way of saying it.
Would they maybe use an organ or a piano or something instead?
I think they might, or just
Okay.
singers.
Oh, so it's like it actually is a senior. Oh yeah, so you probably haven't attended.
Yeah, I haven't really attended the senior meetings. I know some of the seniors that do, so Santa Raven saying Rick could get multiple wives. I don't think they do that in Brazil. Raven?
And I don't think they do that at church either. Unless there's something about church policy that I'm unaware of that I don't. I think you told me your denomination before, or
Yeah,
whatever it's called. I don't know.
I attend Pentecostal, but I consider myself more Christian.
And last time I checked, the Pentecostals weren't into that. The
No.
plural wives or whatever.
Yeah.
That was a different denomination of. I think the FLDS is the name of one of the groups that does that.
Yeah, well, they do it secretly.
Yeah, see, yeah. That compounds.
No, it's the Bible technically doesn't say. The only thing where place it says that in the New Testament, it says for if you want to be a deacon or anything like that, you need to be, like if you want to be in leadership, be the husband of one wife.
Yeah,
So,
it's something that
now
for some
in
reason
the Old
Christians
Testament, there
face
was
that.
lots of people that had multiple wives, and there was nothing said about it by God.
The Christians tended to phase. I think the church kind of phased that out, kind of after a while. But
I don't know.
Some people have tried to bring that back.
Jewish people had, more than one wife. We hear about it from the king about the kings and some of the Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, or whatever. Some of those.
I don't know if it was always practical for. It'd be interesting to find out if it was practical for the common person to, because it would seem like a lot of there could be a lot of people to, if you got the more people to support, I would think.
Yeah.
Well, that would be
Yeah,
interesting to
it was
research.
also a different culture, and the way of supporting somebody would be different than nowadays. Yeah, you take them in,
Yeah,
you make sure they have something to eat, but the jobs were different. They were the same, but they were different. They looked at things. It wasn't, they had paid wages. I know it was slightly different than today. I guess that's, well, especially, say around the time of Abraham, that was really different.
yeah,
You
yeah.
know,
So that'd be an interesting thing to research, is to see if the common people did that, or if that was like a sign of status, or how that worked.
yeah.
Oh, be right back. I think there's a knock on my door.
Okay. Uh, Chrono says, I'm creating an electromagnetic hot dog cannon that will be aiming it about a boot. Scott says, you could throw a sausage fest. Okay, I guess that's about Chronos' thing before that. Look, China banned Canadian pork. Now I'm stuck with 5 million wieners. That wouldn't be a sausage fest. That'd be a hot dog fest. Scott? ERT says, Asante Raven, if they allow Canadians in, I say, you're right. They are pretty lawless. Santa Raven says, I don't think Brazil has laws. What was new? What were you asking whether it was new, Kronos? You use milkshakes? We use hot dogs. Ja. Okay. Vinavars, says Scott the Shimmer. The skimmer. The skimmer shimmer. The shimmer skimmer. Or were you just asking what was new, Kronos? Do, 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 do. Subs don't just magically appear. Somebody has subscribed. You just don't know. Who? Because it could be a lot of people subscribing. Hopefully, at one time, hopefully, eventually, you have hundreds, if not thousands, of people subscribing a day. Yeah, you said up there, so was new, Rick. Uh, I think you were asking me what was new. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You got a problem with it? This guy's laughing. I think maybe shortly after the Sleestack gets back.
Oh, hey there. Sorry about
Hey,
that.
no problemo.
Sleestack's my slave name.
Your slave name?
Yep. I'm an Altrusian.
You're a slave to the Lorenzos?
No, the Renzo's actually, that's a good name.
It's the Lorenzo. He'll make you an offer you can't refuse. Yeah.
Something like that. Benny the Squirrel. Imagine that. Imagine like somebody hiring a hitman. It's Vinny the Squirrel.
And what was unexpected, Albert? What was unexpected? Yes, Google
This is
Jail.
going to be the politically incorrect version of Cross Comics with all the like the mafia and polygamy references.
Hey, I hope. I hope no Cross Comics episode is actually politically correct. Political
Yeah.
correctness can bite me.
it's really it's just
And I'll bite it back.
yeah I got a church that my mom likes to go to, and sometimes and the denomination itself became kind of politically correct, and hardly anybody attends anymore. Then there's another church I attend sometimes, and it's less politically correct, and it's got quite a few people going, driving from all over to get there.
Yeah, people are tired of political correctness.
Yeah, and I hope I phrased things out right there that I didn't offend anybody. I didn't want to bring up any controversial issues, but I was just saying, yeah, it just seems like people don't. It's like get turned off by that.
Because you end up not knowing what you can say or what you can do with political correctness. You know, especially in our day when you have
Yeah,
SJWs jumping down your throat for getting offended for every other person. You know, when
yeah, it just doesn't
people
make it.
are offended.
It just doesn't. It's not really all that helpful too. And the people that uh, I used to get upset about things, and then it was like, I mean, well, I get upset about all sorts of things, but I'm just saying I used to get upset on other people's behalf over things that I didn't even really that they weren't necessarily going to be
Getting upset
offended
about
by.
themselves.
Yeah, it's like it's always very confusing just because certain people, a certain subcategory of people like using certain terminology. That one term might offend another person who belongs to a certain group. You know, to say, well, you got to go and say things a certain way. You know, if something's an outright slur, I do my best to avoid it.
Yeah.
But like some people like saying the word Hispanic. They call themselves Hispanic, and some people call themselves Latino.
Yeah.
And it's like I don't know what this. So I'm not going to go around correcting people who say Hispanic just because Latino tends to be the more trendy word. Because I've heard like people within this comic community, self-describe themselves as Hispanic. And I'm like, well, I didn't think people use that term anymore. And it's like, that's where I say, well, that's up to the individual, you know.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, there's like certain words that are very, very much slurs that I'm not going to say them. Just because
Yeah.
these ones that we know are offensive.
Yeah. Or we've made them offensive, anyways.
Well, yeah, there ones that have been like considered offensive for so long that I won't use them.
Yeah.
Then there's things like some people like being called handy capable, but that doesn't really roll off the tongue all that easily.
Yeah.
I use the word disabled. Yeah, things like that are kind of weird. But and then there's certain things like And then there's like with churches, there's certain things where they'll change the doctrine on something, or certain
Yeah,
denominations, and that causes
you
a
know,
lot of people to
instead
get
of
offended.
sticking to what the Bible or Christ said, they want to be all correct according to man. Well, you're gonna have a problem there.
And I don't mind if if there that option exists legally, because we don't have a state church well, I don't know about Canada, but
No,
I know
there's
America doesn't have a state church.
no, neither do we.
So you're part of the Commonwealth, but it's not like the Church of England or
Yeah,
the
well, even
Church of
England does
Scotland
not.
or
Even
anything. I
England
guess.
doesn't have a state church anymore, from what I know.
I think the Church of England has some members actually in Parliament.
Yeah, well, we've got different denominations in our parliament.
On the other hand, if somebody's Catholic, I think their taxes actually go to support the Catholic Church, or if they're Anglican, they support the Anglican Church in that country. I think the way that their tithing system works is the state's somewhat involved, but nobody has to be an Anglican in England.
Ulrich
Nobody has to
says,
join the Church of England.
able. Scott says, I'm disabled, so I won't go there, Ulrich. Okay, and I see what you mean exactly. uh, and Ulrich says, okay. Diller pipes in. My dad started calling himself a cripple after he was wheelchair bound.
That was one of the terms that I didn't want to use.
Yeah.
But if somebody goes and self-identifies, I guess that's up to the individual. I'm to the point where it's like I'm not going to go and play language police.
Well, you can, you can obviously say if you've got a broken leg, you're crippled. But just say call somebody that, and I guess it depends on how you say the term too. You can
Yeah,
say
you probably don't want to call someone a
you can
cripple
totally
because
say
that
something.
could.
Yes, he's crippled. You could say it like that, or he's a cripple. You
Yeah,
know,
the last one sounds more of a pejorative, even if somebody didn't intend it that way. So that's the case where I try to err on the side of caution, because there's
yeah,
another word that's. There used to be an insurance company. There's might still be around called Crippled Children, and at the
yeah.
time they came up with it, it was nothing offensive.
Yeah. See, there's always the context and inflection. Of what
Yeah, it's
people mean stuff.
and this is the problem: is the lack of context these days. That some people refuse to recognize context because they're trying to be offended, and there's people on different sides of the political spectrum that are like that. I mean, some people are just obsessed with this outrage culture.
Yeah.
That's where I say, like, I'm not going to go and make a bunch of videos about Captain Marvel. I think it's good that there were some videos made. It's just I'm not going to go and watch the ones or where they're making them every day. Watch those
Yeah, you
good
only
ones.
need to watch so many. I know I've watched probably more than what I need to myself, but
I'm not gonna go and try
sometimes I
to.
watch it just because I
I'm not
want to
gonna,
keep.
oh, go ahead.
Evan says context doesn't matter.
Well, I know it's like I'm not going to try to deplatform someone. Let them go and do something on if they're not if they're not like coming physically harming someone. I don't. They can. I don't. They can make a video about uh,
Yeah.
complaining about Captain Marvel. Like they're not. As long as they're not stalking Brie Larson or something,
Yeah.
that would be creepy.
Scott says my disability is from injury and illness, but I still won't make fun of people with shortcomings. Yeah, you don't want to make fun of people with shortcomings.
Yeah, like you got severe arthritis, which you might not expect a reptile to have severe arthritis, but I do somehow.
Chrono says I never make fun of somebody maliciously about anybody. Yeah, it's
Oh,
just
that
all
sounds good.
hopefully
Yeah,
all
not
in
you.
good fun. And yeah, if somebody gets their feelings hurt, you'd say, "Hey, bud, I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. I'm sorry for hurting your feelings." And
And
hopefully,
nowadays,
go on from there.
Nowadays, apologies seem to be used like as a weapon. Like someone goes and they apologize for something, and it's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's seen as proof that that person is a bad person. And I don't think it should be that way. It's
No.
really, it's kind of sad. But well, there's so much good stuff going on nowadays with this like whole independent comic book scene and these consumer movements. I'm really happy to see all this positive stuff happening in the world. I guess it's really easy to focus on the negative, but there's just so much going on that I mean, even these like really bad movies and comic books that kind of brought a lot of us together, wanting to go and seek out an alternative.
Dillard says, I can be handicapped because of my crippling whatever in my back, but the money they give me is not enough to live on happily. Yeah. Money that they want to give you to live on for even if you have disability is not, good to live on. That's why a lot of people are trying to make the extra buck.
Well, Dylan's a good example of like it sounds like he has some sort of disability with his back, but he's not at all disabled when it comes to drawing. He's one of the best artists we have in this kind of like this indie comic book community. I put him on par with like say John Malin or Mike Miller or AVS or any of those guys. I mean, he's really amazing.
Yeah.
So when I was able to get his artwork for such a great price at your auction, I was just thrilled.
Yeah. You still want to get the other pages too, eh?
Oh, I guess
I don't think he made all 4 pages.
I think it would. I don't know if I could afford them because I assume he'd be selling them for a lot more than what. I felt bad about the price I paid because it was just I think it just covered the shipping.
Yeah. John says, so if I work a normal job like once a year, I'll be bedridden for 2 weeks. I guess that's why he drives truck. He can sit down or a lot. That way it's not hard on his back and he doesn't have to do a lot of heavy lifting or whatever. And Scott asks, who are you talking about? Who is who talking about? Scott, us, chat, somebody else?
I think we're talking about quite a bit about Dillard because he was mentioning stuff in the chat.
If I'm picking up context clues, Dillard's 95 is literally black breaking work. For him, yeah, if he had one. Sleestack. Yeah, this is Lorenzo Sleestack talking.
Well, actually, you're Rick talking. I'm Lorenzo, but yeah.
That's exactly why I don't do house rehab anymore. Evan says truck driving is horrible for your back, Rick. Okay, well.
Scott was wondering who I was talking about, I think. Scott knows who I am. We follow each other on Twitter.
I can't be in a car for more than an hour at a time, or I die.
I think there's a lot of us who probably have some sort of issues going on, but I think it's cool though that we've all kind of found this community. I mean, my issues going on. I mean, like I think a lot of people have like certain disabilities or whatever, or obstacles in life. I think everybody's got some sort of obstacle in life. I don't think people really express.
Scott, usually if I'm in a car for more than 5 minutes and I know it's going to be a long trip, I fall asleep. I'm like.
Well, I wonder if he's the one driving though. They don't want to fall.
No, I'm not driving. I'm
Don't
back
say Scott.
for more than 5 minutes, and I don't fall asleep.
Oh, I'm talking about Scott.
Uh, I never get to the destination when we fire day one. Okay, so we seem to be talking about this, that, and nothing. Well, it's actually sort of interesting, but I think I'm going to end for the day since I am done. I've been done for like 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah, we
Although
got
every
lasted
so often I do a
105.
little bit of extra. So you want to promote yourself there, Lorenzo?
Yeah, Lorenzo Sleestack, though not really a Sleestack, I'm Altrusian. You can look that up on Land of the Lost. You can find me on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. I'm haven't been streaming lately. I used to stream on Thursdays and sometimes Fridays. And I might start streaming towards the end of the week. Probably seems kind of like beginning of the week. I don't really kind of have the energy, and I don't think there's as many viewers. So I'll probably do something on Thursdays or Fridays or even Saturdays in the future.
Cool, cool, cool. And Evan, you were saying about contacting me for a commission. Well, if you want to, go ahead, do that. That way. Hey, hello, hello is here in the thing, and he did just get there, get here. Maybe he'll go back to bed, but he's all the way over in Israel, so
Oh, Hilal's here. I don't see him.
he just appeared in the chat.
Interesting. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing his Maybe sometimes I have to reload the browser when new people come in. Not in order
He
to.
said, "I just got here. Maybe I'll go back to bed." Hey, after a couple of
Yes,
things.
I remember. I think I saw him at Good Deck Press before. Um,
Yeah,
sometime like last year.
yeah. Well, he I think he stopped doing stuff on YouTube for a while, and he just started doing stuff in the last couple of weeks again. He was on for a few minutes. Well, I'm not sure how long today. I stopped in this chat, said hello, asked a question, and left after about 5, 10 minutes when he didn't have to answer the question.
Wait a second. Is he New Hero Comics?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. Okay, that's. Sorry, hello. I didn't even associate you and New Hero Comics together. I think on the panel sometimes we just say hello.
Well,
I've been
I'm
seeing him a lot I've seen him around lately in the chat, but as New Hero Comics, I'm bad with names.
and Trusty Side Chick just got here too.
Hey,
they get
Trusty.
people are getting here as I'm going. Well, everybody, I'm pretty sure knows I'm Rick Piper, host of Cross Comics, and you most likely know where to find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram under Cross Comics, and of course on Deviant Art as Real Cross Comics. And hello, so that's okay. I'm bad with names and faces as well.
And you have a Patreon account, right?
I'm not sure whether he does. He says I have to look in the mirror and I can't. I look at myself in the mirror and I can't even remember my name.
Oh, you don't have Patreon. You have PayPal.
Yeah,
Sorry
I've
about
got
that.
PayPal as well. Yeah, I've got PayPal for anybody who wants to donate to money to me, just for the sake of doing it to make sure I can keep up with my art supplies.
And I'm gonna put the link in the. I'm not gonna say PayPal, but hopefully people will see that. It's
So we'll catch.
PayPal.me Cross Comics.
Yes. So we'll catch everybody later. Oh, JB just got here.
Oh, it's PayPal.me/Cross Comics. Sorry about that.
No problem.
And Cross Comics is all one word on there.
So we'll see everybody later. Have a great night, day, whatever it may be for you, evening. And where's this cursor?
Take
There it
care
is.
and God bless.